Everyone, and welcome to this, the 27th year of the BPA King of TV Bowling, once again brought to you by the Cincinnati Breweries, Hudy and Shane Lane. I'm David Newrath, this is Jennifer Kleekamp, and we're standing in for our cohort, Tom Brenneman, who is on special assignment. In match number one, Jen, we're going to have a couple of people that have been on the show quite a lot, and tell us just a little bit about them.
Oh, indeed, familiar faces. We have Kim Herrmann, who had a 681 series, and also Riga Kalfas, who had a 698.
Those are two great scores, and the winner of that match is going to go on to meet our next contestant,
which will be Alan Runkle, who scored a 719.
Alan Runkle's a very fine bowler, of course, and in the final match today, we're going to see what?
Oh, Don Scudder, who had a fine 735 series.
735 is a great series. Don's a great bowler, and it's a super day, isn't it, huh? We'll be right back after these messages. Stay tuned.
Cincinnati BPA 14K King of Bowling. Brought to you by 14K, Cincinnati's legendary premium beer. 14K, the one, the only, the original.
Where in January, the Honkey Classic began another year of
local toll-free number. Approval right over the phone. Borrow up to $100,000 or more. Call them.
The Western Bowl contestants, they qualified to appear on WLW Channel 5, the sports network in Cincinnati. Left lane, Riga Kalfas will open match number one.
Riga, who we saw last year many, many times. He had a fine 299 game, one show. And that was just how he did it.
Threw about 11 of those, if I'm not mistaken, Jen. And on the last ball, he left stone 7.
Screaming.
Oh, that's a shame. It's the closest we came to giving away a car. Other than Easter Sunday several years ago at Stones Lanes, I believe. Mr. Dieters was the recipient of that award. Kim Herrmann, right lane, starts the match off. Unbelievable. Solid 9.
Wow.
Kim Herrmann, you'll see it here on the replay here, throws an absolutely great shot out around the first arrow or the 5th board. The ball just charges off pretty hard. Now, I want you to jump to the left just a little bit as it enters the pocket to the right, I mean. And there you see it, the solid 8. The right-hander's solid 9, and that comes from a ball that is just not quitting at the pocket.
By the way, bringing back that 299 that Riga had, he would have won a Thunderbird, and that's exactly what Walt Sweeney from Walt Sweeney's West Hills Ford has brought us today. A brand spanking new Thunderbird in case one of these contestants should roll a 300 game today.
We'd like to welcome Walt. He's new sponsor to the show this year, and Riga, as you can see there, just not going to watch his competitor, keeping his composure and his adrenaline at a level that he can handle. Kim Herrmann, left lane, frame 2. Going light this time, and not quite lined up on the left line, or left lane as we noticed in practice, Jen, leaving the 3-pin.
Aha, some of Herrmann's herd, the now infamous Herrmann's herd. And they are ready.
I think I know that guy. You know, with as much Super Bowl hype as we've got going on in this town, we should have been bowling on orange and black pins today, I guess, huh, Jen?
Add a little excitement, sure. Riga, as you said before, maintaining his composure. For being so young, it's really amazing how far Riga has come at just 21 years old, and he's done so much already.
Well, it's a sport, actually, Jen, as you know, for all ages. My son, who's 4.5, bowls, and we both know people in the 80s and 90s that bowl and bowl quite well. But it seems to be between the ages of 15 and 30 are when the bowlers really, really peak physically and mentally and really start producing some scores.
Oh, super.
We're seeing a little bit more of emotion out of Riga this year than I'm used to, Jen.
Yeah. Now that he's 21 instead of 20, a year of experience brings out a little cockiness in everyone.
I guess he's allowed to move now, huh?
Yeah. 2 in a row give him a little bit more confidence, too.
Well, Riga was shooting some fine scores at Western Bowl and has been doing well in tournaments all year, and it's really no surprise to me to see him this early on in the season on our first show of the 1989 season.
Riga has been king previously 6 times, so he's no stranger to the situation. Oh, trips that 6 nicely.
There you go. That's a trip 4 for the right-handers. Trip 6. It's where the ball comes into the pocket a little bit high, and the three pin would wedge itself in between the 6 and the 10 and spin around and take them both out. Kim Herrmann on the right lane. His job now is to get on track, get lined up, and get back in the game.
Very good shot by Kim. Made a good adjustment, going a little high the last time, leaving the 8 pin. Makes good adjustment and labels the pocket and carries all 10.
As you heard, it's not quite as bad as the jungle when Icky shakes, but he's got enough rowdy people down here to bury the VU meters a little bit, huh? See what he'll do on the left lane now. Oh, what a break, huh, Jen?
Oh, that was a great break for the double.
Let's watch it here on the replay and see what it is. We call it a cave-in. He'll call it a bad shot, and it was. It'll go right straight through the head pin. Watch it go straight back. The 3 pin going to the right-hand wall, the 2 going to the left-hand wall, and just look at him work over time. Ooh.
Now the key to that shot will be for Kim to come back with a good shot back on the right lane and make it the triple. Then you take advantage of that lucky break and turn it into an advantage for you.
Exactly, and that strike puts him in position to cut the 21-pin deficit down to size. Riga looks absolutely phenomenal today. In warm-ups, he looked good, but he didn't look this good. It seemed like when the lights came on, Jen, he really, really answered the call.
Riga, one thing that's always impressed me about him is his solid composure at the line. He's just very solid. And that, you know, can help you hit what you need to look at and hit your mark and make a good executed shot.
Is that how that happened?
That's how it happened.
God, I knew I've been working on the wrong thing here the last couple of weeks. I tell you, today's game changes so much that it's really important for everybody to get out and practice quite a bit. And bowling's a fun game anyway. And I use it for an excuse to get out of the house once in a while. You see me up at Western Bowl throwing some games.
Oh, Riga not so fortunate as Kim was.
Not so fortunate is right. Goes right straight through the heart. Now let's take a look at him and let's take a look at the pins. And you're going to see his reaction showing the dismay on this bad shot. He pulls up a little early on it, Jen, gets around the ball, elbow flies out. Now the head pin's going to go straight back. Now not getting the lucky break that Kim Herrmann got with the same exact hit. Now he's got to shoot the 4-10, and he's going to try to slide that 4 across lane into the 10. Let's watch.
Well, now, as I said before, Kim Herrmann will be up on the right lane for an opportunity to make it a triple. We'll see how he handles that little break there.
How quickly things can turn around. You don't want to give an opening like that to a guy like Kim Herrmann.
Absolutely not.
Ooh. Yep. We've seen it so many times, year after year after year on the show. The opponent comes open, and then he got a shot. Let's watch the release here. Absolutely straps this ball. Look at that. Look at the extension on it. That's where you want your fingers to be, folks. Underneath or just on the side of the ball. Never around or on top. And that's the desired results from a perfectly executed shot. Kim Herrmann right back in the match, and he will be taking the lead with a strike here.
He made a great adjustment on that shot. Last frame coming up high on the left lane. This time just making a great shot to make it 4 in a row for Kim Herrmann and take the lead.
Oh, it's good to be back.
It is good.
Yeah, we're having fun. Tommy is on special assignment. I guess you can all guess what he's doing today. He's down there Super Bowling. Well, that's no big deal because we're Super Bowling right now, too. And we'll go home and watch the game a little later like everybody else. Okay, Riga Kalfas back on track, and that's the reaction you want to see. The pin you want to keep your eyes on the replay here, folks, will be the second one from the left-hand side of your screen. That is the 4 pin. It's the one that's going to do the number. Now, right there, the 4 pin's going to the wall, comes off the wall, belly into the 7. There you go. That's the way to do it. As Dire Straits says.
105 up in the 4th frame, and we've got an open, which will make it 114 in the 5th for Riga Kalfas with the strike up in the 6th.
We've got Jeff doing our score today. We kind of had to pull him out of active service on the floor and stick him on the score sheet. So the same shot. The lane that I told you he wasn't comfortable on earlier, he goes high once again, leaving the 2, 4, 7, 8. A very, very difficult spare, Jen. There you see it.
Indeed. It's so hard to get that sleeper out, which is the 8 pin.
Now, of course, we would go about shooting this a little different from the right-hand side, and it wouldn't be quite as difficult because the chop isn't into effect. But he's going to have to really try to fit this ball right between the 2 and the 4, let the 4 carry into the 7, and then the ball ricochet back to get the 8. Let's see.
It's good.
Textbook. Textbook.
As Herrmann's heard, rises to the occasion to cheer him on.
I'm surprised they don't have a couple of those orange horns, you know? That would really send our director, Roy Alfers, into a tizzy on his headset, I bet. Right-hand lane. Kim Herrmann. Oh boy, does it turn around. Yeah, they're rooting their boy home. They always follow him around. I think they rent a Greyhound when he's on the show, and it's just come on out in herds, as you say.
That makes 5 in a row for Kim. Really, that in the 4th frame when he caved that strike in really has changed the match around, that he took advantage of that, came back with the next 3 in a row.
What a key shot. That was actually a put-away shot. Let's watch it here on the replay if we can, Jen. We call it the stone 10. Actually, too much drive. One more time. Head pin's going to go straight to the right-hand wall. Oh, it goes back, shoves the 3-pin into the wall, and the 3-pin comes off the wall in front of the 10. Now, I've seen a lot of stone hits before, but that's a unique mix. Leaving the 10-pin cross lane shouldn't be that much of a problem for Kim. Wow.
.36-pin advantage for Kim Herrmann. 2 frames left to go for Kim, 3 for Riga. Riga's got to start striking right now.
His potential, if he takes it all the way to the wall, Jen, would be, figure that up for me as we take a look at the replay here. Watch the release here, folks, and it is a great one. Look at this knee. Now, he locks his knee up, but it's only after the ball's gone, so don't let it fool you. That knee has to be bent at the extension. Pure roll. 1-2 pocket annihilated. 10 in the pit. Every pin doing its job, and what's the potential?
And Riga still has a 242 potential with 152 up in the 7th, striking the 8th. Kim's going at a 238 pace.
Look at him talking to himself. He's going to want this one, you bet. For those of you that read lips at home, please call me and let me know what he's saying.
All right. We have a match.
Once again, we're going to come down to the 9th and 10th frame where all good bowlers go. Take a look at the score.
242, as I said, for Riga. Actually, I think we have a little discrepancy in the score. We'll check into that, and we'll get right back to you.
We'll dissolve right out of that as we dissolve into Kim Herrmann on the right lane.
Oh, wow.
Here we go again. Here we go again. I tell you what, everybody giving the other guy a chance to score, going wide, leaving the 3-6-7. The job on this one is going to have to be to Kim to go cross lane, hit the right-hand side of the 3-pin, throw the 3 into the 7, and the ball to take out the 6.
Okay, we figured out our score here. We actually have 244 for Riga's potential. Oh boy, and that was really a crucial open for Kim.
7 with 2 out, but like you said, Jen, it was a crucial open, but he made a gallant attempt at it. It is going to be a very, very close match. And we have our official score marker straightening things out, Sam Coleman. Thank you, Sam. Sam is at the scoring table right behind the bowlers and kind of keeps an eye on things. He's our policeman down there. Too much Russian, and I wouldn't be surprised if the little bit of disturbance didn't interrupt Kim's concentration a little bit. He was just too tuned in here to make 2 bad shots like that. Riga, as we watch him, deep, deep in thought. This man also deep in thought. Left lane, knows he's got to bring the spare back to stay in the match. Perfectly executed. That's the way you want to do it at home, guys and gals.
I think we do have a little problem in the scoring. Unfortunately, Jeff's been away a little while, and right now it looks like Riga with 1 up. He can cinch the match here.
Yeah. Jeff, well, I tell you though, for 9 innings of baseball, he's the best I've ever seen. Wide again. Starting slowly, middle very, very strong. The end of it, again, pretty weak. 222, it appears, on our overhead.
Riga needs the first one, does he not?
Looks like it. First one would definitely put him in the winner's seat.
Yeah, he has to have a strike here.
Boy, did he give this one some thought. And did he give that some extra juice? Knowing that he needed it, there's no doubt that he knew the score. He absolutely just strapped this ball, tore the finger grips out of it. Jen, watch the 5-pin, center your screen, back row, and the head pin. Screaming in there. And that's the head pin.
Best shot of the match.
Best shot of the
doubt.
match. 5.
Right when he needed it.
Exactly. And that's a sign of a true champion for sure. Riga Kalfas with that strike will go into game number 2.
And he will be facing Alan Runkle.
Alan Runkle, another left-hander. Riga not needing anything additional at this point. Lightens up just a little bit, softens up, leaves the 8-pin, which she'll cover up, I'm sure, with a spare.
I think we're going to be taking a look at our first golden ball contest.
Yeah, first one of the 1989 season. And Riga Kalfas goes on to defeat Kim Herrmann in game number 1. 233 to 222, and we're going to go see our golden ball contest right now, so stay tuned. Welcome back, and once again...